A web panel is the most flexible object provided by GeneXus. As previously stated, it's basically a web page that allows you to resolve several functions, such as requesting data from the user, for example, or requesting a percentage to be entered in order to apply it as an increase to all flight rates, or requesting a range of names so that a procedure that prints all attractions in that range may be invoked by pressing the Enter key or button, or simply displaying the data returned by a data provider in a collection variable, inserted in the form, automatically associated with a grid control. But you may also display information from the database directly, for instance, information regarding a customer. In order to do that, you must create a web panel. View Customer Info. From the toolbox that offers the range of controls you could use in this form, we drag the attribute variable control and choose the customer attributes you want to display. Customer full name is a formula attribute that returns the customer's first and last names together and his or her address and email. You can see that a table containing these details is automatically inserted together with their descriptions. If we now press F5, information on a customer is displayed. Note which customer it is. If you go to the customer transaction, you will see that Martin Faulkner is the last one and his details are displayed. The web panel has been programmed so that it displays one customer's details, but we have not established which customer that will be. In order to do that, we must add a parm rule specifying that the parameter received will be the customer ID attribute. Because it is received in an attribute rather than in a variable, an equality filter for that attribute will automatically be applied. We'll have to invoke this web panel from another object that is able to send the desired customer ID. For example, another web panel, Select Customer, we've already created. Let's execute this and see what happens. First, let's see which customers we have. For instance, Customer 2, Susan Brown. Let's select this customer, and let's press the Enter key or button in order to see her details. It may then be concluded that in a web panel form, variables are used in a predefined way as data input controls. That is, the user can enter a value in them. On the other hand, attributes are used as output controls. That is, they display information from the database. Let's consider this web panel's navigation. What does it tell you? That in order to load the requested information on the screen, it must access the customer table in the database, filtering by the customer ID value received as a parameter. Let's consider everything GeneXus can infer by simply placing the attributes in the form. What should we do in order to display the same information, but for all customers rather than just one? Let's do a save as. In that case, you'll have to place the attributes in a grid. When dragging it, this window opens automatically, and you can choose the attributes or variables you want to insert in that grid as columns. We can choose these two attributes, for instance, and close it. Then we'll delete the loose attributes we had. Next, the parm rule is also deleted because you will now display all the customers and won't need to receive anything. By pressing F5, we'll see how all customers are displayed. You may also note that addresses, because they are the address data type, are interpreted in a particular way, and when you click on one, the address is located on a map. No need to program anything. Let's take a look at this web panel's navigation list. It only differs from the previous one in that filtering by customer is not applied here. In both cases above, because attributes were mentioned in the form, GeneXus found the table to be browsed, the base table, just as if it had a for each. In the case of these web panels, there's something like an implicit for each that is ran in order to load the grid lines.